Welcome back to the Kabop YouTube channel, and today's video is all about the Fortnite Ballistic Ultimate Weapons tier list. Today, we're going to go through and rate every single weapon in Fortnite Ballistic, and I think you're going to be surprised by what's in S tier, and what's in D tier. Me, my friend Caleb, and my friend Addy, who've been playing Fortnite Ballistic for the last several seasons, and have hit Unreal every time, are going to give you the pro and expert advice on the weapons to pick and the weapons to drop. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the tier list with the pistol picks first.
Ranger pistol. Oh, no way you got the Star Wars pistol.
Yes,
in there
sir.
too. We'll
Yes, sir.
talk
The
about that.
OGs know. Come on.
Hey, the Ranger pistol. This is a difficult one. I think it's very good. I think it's underrated. I think a lot of people hate on it. It's it's
Who are the
the
people
OG.
hating on it?
I think people hate on it and they just buy other things. Like a hand cannon or something. I'm gonna put it top of. Mm, I'm gonna put it top of B if we're comparing it in the whole grand scheme of guns. I'm gonna put it top of B. Or no, I'll just put it in B. You can put it wherever you want if you agree with me in B.
Well,
If we're comparing
frankly,
it to every gun, I'll put it B.
I hear what you're saying. I really do. But it's an A tier. It's an A tier. You're telling me that whenever you hit the 78 headshot in the head with this thing, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to know that you can double dink someone with this and kill them. Like full dead, no stop, like full
It
stop. It's perfect for that. You have to hit your shots, it's true, but you get more shots and reliability than the hand cannon. You get less shots than the machine pistol, but also you get a lot better precision and range. So I feel like if there's going to be a sidearm that I'm going to take as my reliable second, like I know that this is going to finish the job. This is the guy I can
mm,
reliably hit 20 to 50 damage just on a little hip fire, right? I'm taking him for A
hmm
tier. Addy?
I, you know, I used to not like the pistol, but I think I'm gonna agree with you in A tier this time because, you know, if you miss some of your shots with your gun, what do you turn to? You turn to that pistol, and it saves you. And
Not to
you
mention
can't
it's
can't.
free.
It's for
That
exactly.
is
It's
true.
free.
It is free. Yeah, put it in A. It's free. It's free.
I think
We
that's
love
the
free around here.
I think that's a strong thing is you can definitely stuff a strong loadout
It will
just with that
never let you
pistol.
down.
Exactly.
Unlike our
I
next
like it.
one, the Deagle. The Deagle. Ladies and gents, the Deagle. Now, let me tell you, on the world's most fun guns in Fortnite Ballistic, it's up there. It sounds good, the reload's good, the headshot 150 is good, hitting them in the cranium for 150. But let's just say the lightning doesn't strike twice, okay? In the same spot. I'm gonna have to say that this is a low C tier just because you still can one tap with it. There are worse pistols on this list, but I will say this at the same point in time. There is nothing reliable about the hand cannon. You can aim on someone, you can be standing still, you can look at them and shoot them with your sights right on their head, and they won't die because the hand
Mm,
cannon is garbage. So I'm gonna put
mm.
low C tier as the guns get in here, but definitely C tier for now.
I definitely agree with low C tier. I have nothing else to say. I just used the hand cannon in my last match. Let's just say I was doing damage with it, and I'll probably end up using it for my next 5 matches, and I won't hit a shot. So let's go C tier.
Addy.
I agree with that.
All right, Caleb.
All right. I think Caleb's going to be shocked
You better not say something
on my
stupid,
ranking
bro.
for this.
You better not say
So when
anything
this
stupid.
gun first came out and I first started shooting the Star Wars pistol, straight to D tier. But,
Don't but
but
it's there.
as I used it more and more, it did more damage than the regular pistol. I got used to it, and then they stripped it away from me.
For good
So,
reason.
in the spirit of my name being Caleb, I'm going to put it in C. I like it above the hand cannon.
Yeah, I think he's actually dumb, chat. There's no way that this guy can.
Sky.
Put the hand cannon. I'm
It's
sorry.
above the hand cannon. There's
No,
no,
no, no,
way
no,
you
no,
put
no,
the
no.
hand cannon above
No,
it.
no, no. Hear me out. Can you one
I'm
tap
listening.
someone with the Star Wars pistol? No.
No, but it
Is
shoots
that-
faster.
It shoots faster for an awkward amount of damage. It hits for 33. Okay, hits for
But the headshots are
33.
nice. I think the
and there's
difference was they
nothing
didn't
nice
have
about
the
the
Ranger
headshots.
pistol back then.
That is
When
true.
they
It's an
replaced
issue
it,
that
so
one was
you had to.
the only pistol that was the base pistol. But what I will say
Yeah.
is this: it's too awkward. It's not slow enough and high enough damage to feel responsible or good to use. I wouldn't even say that like the Deagle has enough high enough damage. If it did, it'd be B tier. But I would say that this pistol was tremendously bad in all facets. The hip fire range, like the hip fire spread, awful. The bullet damage of 33, awful. You have to hit 3 bullets. If you hit anyone for a headshot, you're demolished. Like, you can't do anything. They're still going to run off. They're still fine. It doesn't matter how many headshots you just lined up. You could hit them with
All
2
right.
headshots, they wouldn't be dead.
So drag it into C tier.
Bro, no.
Okay.
Addy, do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I can't help you on this one because I have no
All right,
idea.
you can put it in D tier, but just know that it's one of it's underrated. I think
All right,
if
I
they
think it's
put it
rated
in the
correctly.
game now, if they put it in the game now as another option,
I would
we
never
like
pick it.
more.
I would never pick it
I
over
would.
any gun.
I would.
I would never
I would.
pick that gun.
The hip fire on it was
Horrible.
nice.
No, bro. All right, he's
I-
delusional. Chat. Next gun.
Nah, we can't be for real.
Let me get the machine pistol, the of the pistol family. Okay, I'm gonna throw this guy. As far as pistols go, honestly, man, I'm gonna say it's a very low S. Now, hear why I'm saying this. Okay, $500 for a pistol ain't cheap. That's one whole shield that you're missing out on if you ain't got the money, right? I don't like the price, but I understand it. I think that they have to price it high because it is a very valuable option. The reason I'm putting it in S is because this is a team game. You have your whole team just popping these guys on a pistol round. It's very hard for any other people to catch up unless you're hitting headshots with either the Deagle or the Ranger. So I'm gonna have to take the pistol as a low S tier. If it had a bigger mag, that would obviously make it more of a mid S tier. If it was like 400 or 350, then that would even make it better. But for me, I'm putting it low S.
I think I don't. You said low S tier.
Yeah.
I'd put it at the top of A. I just can't see myself putting a pistol in S tier. Especially one that costs money. I think it's very valuable.
I guess is it the meta?
But you
I
don't.
would say
you don't. You.
I would say
I guess. I
almost.
guess it's part of your loadout, but you don't use it every round. Unless
think
you're
that-
rocking a shotgun.
I would say I think that's a
Which I
difference in
do.
play style. I think if you're rocking shotguns or snipers, you have to have. I feel like you almost have to have something like that, either the Ranger or
You
the
do.
machine.
You do.
And that's like half of the guns you can get in the game, right? You can get assault rifle, SMG, shotgun, or sniper. So
All right.
I feel like it's a strong
Let's-
contender, but I'm also
I'd
okay
put
with
it
just
top of A, but it's up to
Addy,
Zenith.
come on, 1776.
I
Sorry.
think I have to agree on top of A. It just
Okay.
it doesn't do enough damage, you know.
The reload
It-
speed.
The reload
It's- yeah,
speed's
what kills
slow
it.
reload as well.
it's rough, but I think that's what balances it. Maybe so. Maybe it's not like too overpowered. So I would say yeah, it's meta. All right, Caleb.
Well, you know,
Now it's time for the SMG picks. Starting off with the Thunderburst.
is that the Thunderburst?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thunderburst SMG. The last time I used this was in probably season 2 of Ballistic.
Bro.
As this gun used to be pretty good. Now it's kind of just trash. You can hit shots, you know. I see certain people in our squad rocking it, and every time I see it, I know we're not winning the round.
User error. Don't
And
blame that on
so
the gun.
I would put it in C tier. personally. I just don't. Maybe top of C tier just because it's a cheaper option instead of having like I'd rather have a shotgun than I'd rather have a Thunderburst, you know? So I'd put it C tier.
Okay, I hear that. I really do. I hear that. I think the Thunderburst is a little overhated, though. I would definitely put it in the overhated category. Um, I think that the damage potential for it is really good, especially if you consider that you might be getting some headshots in that burst. Um, if you're like generally better at aiming in the game, if you focus on the hip fire spread's pretty tight too, which is nice. The budget of it is not too bad. I think it clocks in at like maybe 800 or so. Um, but I'll say this with the juice, the amount
I
of
think it's
burst per
1100.
second that you get with the juice is ridiculous.
Well, wouldn't I like to know how that feels? But all right.
I know. I'm just saying. I think that it's conditionally good, which is why I'm okay with C tier. But I'm just saying that I think it's overhated. I think it's definitely still a solid option.
Yeah, I would put it in D tier,
1776.
but
Yeah, it definitely is overhated, especially if you can hit your shots. That burst, those 3 shots, is beautiful. But
is it
yeah,
for
C
you? Sorry.
C is definitely where it stands nowadays.
Yeah. All right. What is this one called? Is it the Hyperburst?
Hyper
The
SMG.
Hyper
Hyper
SMG?
SMG.
I'm gonna give this one a
Yes.
strong, solid, down the middle B tier. Okay. I'm gonna give it a solid B tier because I think that the mag size is good. I think the cost is okay. I don't hate the cost for it. Doesn't now clock in at like 1800,
Yeah,
something like
1800.
that. 1800 is not bad. It's a very formidable SMG. The recoil is not too horrible on it. I would say that the hip fire a little bit bigger than I would like, but I think that the scope on it is pretty nice. It's very clean, very easy to see your target. Definitely, in my opinion, it's just the average SMG out of all the SMGs that they have. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. You know, this SMG reminds me of like going into a pet adoption center and you go in there and there's like a puppy who's wide eyes and then they don't choose it. But it's always there, but you don't choose it
That's
because
crazy.
it's just severely mid.
Yep, the
Um,
curse of B tier. That's what I'm saying, bro.
so
It's the
it
middle of
is
B
just
for me.
like it's there and maybe you go take it for a walk, you know, but it's always going back to that adoption center because you're not picking it the next round if you can help it. So like
That's
it
crazy.
has to be B. It has to be B. It's just average at best. It's a little they raised the price on it.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Um, so I don't think it you know personally it's just a machine pistol with just a couple extra bullets. Like I don't need all that. And so if you can hit your shots, you don't really you know I might be tempted to put it below Thunderburst. Um,
I hear that, but I
but
think
I think
that
you put it at B for the average player
yeah,
B.
I think it's just a B. What do you think, Addy?
I couldn't have said it better myself. B is, I think, the perfect place for it.
B or the puppy.
That's
Both.
crazy.
Okay. Yep.
All right, Caleb.
All right. What's this one called again? I forget. I used it.
The veiled
The
SMG.
veiled SMG. That's right.
Veil, yeah.
So the veiled SMG, on the other hand, is the puppy that you do choose at the adoption center. It is much better than the Hyper SMG. I think it's better than the Thunderburst. I think it's very underrated. One of the most underrated weapons in Fortnite Ballistic. Um, I would have to personally. I This is one of my few guns I run in Fortnite Ballistic. I use this. You know, maybe I'm having a rough day on Ballistic and I can't afford a Nemesis. You know, I'm going to turn to that veiled SMG if I have the money, if I have the dollars. Now, one thing about it, it's very expensive. So that's the
Yep.
only reason I'm bringing it down to top of B. Very expensive. What do you think?
Top of B. I like that. I like that. I was thinking low A. I was thinking low A, but I like top of B, and I'll tell you why. Yes, it's expensive. It's more expensive than an enforcer. That's rough. Okay. The second thing is this. It kind of hits like a marshmallow gun, a mini marshmallow gun.
I marshmallows are good.
And all right, big back.
All right, this guy, chat.
But let's be honest here though. If you have this veiled SMG and you're taking it in a 1v1 fight against anything else, and let's just say at that price range or lower, you're going to have a fight with an enforcer, you're going to have a fight with a burst assault rifle, you're going to have a fight with a sovereign, you're going to have a fight with all the shotguns. Like in my opinion, I think it gets beat out on the DPS. Now, do I love the recoil? Yes. Is it satisfying to use? Heck yeah. But at the end of the day, anytime I'm trying to peek and get some tags on somebody, my corpse is left on the ground with that veiled SMG in my hand. There's no
I,
way I'm ever actually going to like win a fight with that unless I have a clueless opponent. I feel like
where'd we
the
put
time
our?
to kill is too long. But we
Where'd
said
we
top
put
of
the
B.
hyper? Where'd we
We
put the hyper SMG?
middle of B, so it's below the
Put that
veiled.
at the top of C. Can we put that at the top of C, please?
I mean, we can, but I feel like
Please.
it's
I can't like. Yeah, actually, put it at the bottom of. Yeah, keep it where it is.
bottom of
I
B.
like
I
what
feel
we
like
did.
is fair.
All
Like
right,
I said,
that's
I think
fine.
it's
That's fine.
I think it's the most mid SMG out of the pack. It is
I
the
think it's just that.
SMG of SMGs. That's just it. It's just a
I don't.
regular
Yeah.
SMG.
Okay. All right. I agree. I agree.
Addy, anything?
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. I mean, if you look at it, no one bats an eye. It's like, okay, SMG, good. So, bottom of B is good.
All right. The
Mm.
last of the SMGs here. The Drummus Gunnus. The drum gun. This man, I'm going to have to give a C tier. And I would say it might be. Man, this is a hard one. Above or below the Thunderburst is the question that I'm fighting right now. I'm just thinking that it might be even below the Thunderburst. I feel like $3,500 is ridiculous. You have 50 bullets, yes, that's fine. I'm not opposed to the 50 bullet situation, but I am opposed to the recoil being garbage and the price tag being $3,500. That's why I would definitely pick a Thunderburst over a drum gun every day of the week. It's a bottom of C
So
tier.
I have a question here. Are we ranking this in general or from a controller mindset?
I'm just ranking it in general.
I think I'm pretty much there with you. It's very expensive. When you aim in, you can't see half the screen.
Yeah.
It d- I'd put it in top of D. Like I never use this gun. It's so expensive. I'd rather just save up for a sniper if I'm gonna, or a nemesis if I'm gonna be using that gun. And so I never use it. What do we do? Do we have a gun in D tier outside of that?
No, honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with putting it in D tier.
I'm thinking put it at top of D just because it's so expensive.
I just don't
And
know that
like
SMGs are the meta right now. And based off their
I don't
rankings,
think
I
it
don't think it
is.
is. But yeah, I just
It's
don't feel
not.
like the SMGs are meta. Zenith?
Yeah, drum gun. One thing I do have to say, it is funny, but unless you're going on 5-0, you're not gonna use it because that's just for you're messing around, just trying to have some fun.
Yeah, and I mean, we thought it was a problem whenever it came out, and it kind of was. I think on PC it's significantly stronger than it is on console. I think that on console, trying to, I guess, do a lot of recoil training is very difficult with a thumbstick versus a mouse. Now, I think that console is great in other ways, but I think that that's one where PC is just like I think it's a little bit it's more enjoyable with the drum gun than console because console is just like what is going on.
Yeah.
So I like D tier, and that's the wrap on the
Uh,
SMGs.
mm,
All right, boys, we've made it to the shotgun picks. the mighty two. Let's start with the hammer. It's time for you to tell me about this hammer pump shotgun.
The hammer pump shotgun. This is a new thing for me. I'm enjoying using that shotgun. Not gonna put in an S. It's close, but I'm not putting in an S. I'm gonna put it in A. It's a very cheap option. For most, the reason it's an A is because it's not great for every map.
Okay.
Uh, like was it Hammer Fall? What is that map called?
Hammerfall, yeah.
Hammer Fall on A long. Shotgun is useless. It's useless.
So we pick up the
Um,
deagle? No, I'm kidding.
this guy. So I would put it A. I'd put it A tier. Very
I
good.
like a strong A tier here. Honestly, I think it's a phenomenal gun. I think that if you are able to really center your shot, um, then you're gonna end up in a good situation. You'll probably win all of your 1v1s with the hammer pump shotgun. I think you have to have a strong sidearm with it too, which is why it's so important to either have that machine pistol or the ranger pistol. Um, but I think the shotgun shines as one of the most reliable 1v1 weapons. Normally in these 1v1s, you got to get kind of close, you got to get kind of personal. Um, or maybe you just want to jump and get a little peek. The only way you're going to guarantee you hit a shot while you're jumping and peeking is with the shotgun. So I like it in A tier.
Yeah, well said from both of y'all. Can't argue with that.
All right, the Frenzy Auto Shotgun. The more expensive shotgun of the two, but also the more fun shotgun of the two. I was on a kick with the Frenzy Auto not too long ago, probably a couple months ago, and I think with the Juice, it's an excellent gun. I think that elevates it a little bit, but I'm gonna say honestly a firm B tier, and the reason why I feel this way is although you don't pick it most of the time, it's a little bit more expensive. Whenever you do splurge and you're on these shorter range maps, you can just pepper someone to death or four people. You can just shoot into a crowd of four people that are just like on site, and you're gonna feel like you're doing some damage. Whether you get the kill or not, maybe not as much as the hammer pump. The hammer pump's definitely more authoritative in that direction, but being able to get up in someone's face and just absolutely burst them down, I like B tier for the frenzy.
Can we move the Hyper SMG to C? Sorry. It's got to be above the Hyper SMG. It's got to be. That's how I'm
I mean,
ranking these.
I'll take that. I'll
It's
take that. I'll take that.
we've got. I would say bottom of B if the Hyper SMG was in C. So it's in between the two SMGs, in my opinion, that we have in B tier.
Yeah, but do we think the hammer pumps better if we're gonna rank them all together? Do we want to keep the pistols out of it just because they're kind of not like a
Oh,
main? They're not main
I don't.
weapons.
We'll just keep. We'll just. Well, I think. I mean, I get they are like if you're rocking a shotgun, the machine pistol is a main weapon for you. Like it's.
Well, then where does the hammer pump need to be? Does it need to be above the regular pistol
Oh,
and the machine pistol, or
I'd put it above both pistols. I'd put it above both pistols. I'd put the Frenzy Auto in between the SMGs we have in B.
yeah? No, I like that. Addy,
Yeah, I agree. It's good for some maps, but then most of the team's not together, so you're just firing at one person alone, and that's not really where it
I
shines.
just
So
feel
yeah,
like it's good for a person who's not good.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. If you hit your shots, hammers way better.
agreed. Now it's time for the highly anticipated, highly debated AR pick.
Is Enforcer first? Oh my gosh,
Yes, sir.
the Enforcer. I remember I used to think that this gun when we first started playing was hot garbage.
He used to hate it, and it used to.
I used to hate it, and we used to clown Heath all the time for using it. And then there was one day after an update, I played with it, and it started shooting like an automatic weapon. And I was just like, what have I just stumbled upon? This gun has
That's right.
got to
The
be
great enforcer buff of
the
2025.
Enforcer has got to be. You know what? I'll say it. It's got to be S tier.
Yes,
It
sir.
may be bottom S, but it's got to be there. I was gonna put it top A because I'm trying to be harsh, but it's got to be bottom S because it's not expensive, cheaper than a Nemesis or a sniper. It's barely more expensive than a Sovereign. And that, I mean, for that reason, and it hits hard. Like it's easier to kill somebody with an Enforcer over a Sovereign. It's for the price, it's easier to kill somebody for an Enforcer over a Nemesis. I mean, it's solid. It's very good.
Honestly, I would even say high, mid to high S tier, and the reason why I'm gonna get to that point is, frankly, the only thing that it misses out on is the hip firing. But you have to give it some
Yes.
drawback somewhere. You have to.
Yep.
The scope is amazing. It's amazing for pretty much every
That's
sight.
perfect.
If you're
Perfect.
point blank range, just don't scope in, and then you can still hip fire
Just get
with
lucky.
100% accuracy if you don't move, right? Like if you're worried about peeking something that close. But I would even say that since the the damage per bullet for this gun is so good, I would even say that it's way better than even some assault rifles at just being able to mow down a team of people. I know
I
it's
agree.
capped at 12 bullets. I know the time to kill is
Agreed.
maybe slightly it's slightly higher if you hit all your shots, but if you're trying to kill multiple people, it's going to be slower than these other ARs. But I think that the budget plus the damage per bullet just it's insane value. It's insane
But
value, and I'm gonna take it every time.
before Zenith speaks, there's only one gun left on this list that's going to be above Enforcer for me. So with that, Zenith, you got it.
When I think of Enforcer, that's backbone of Ballistic in my eyes. I've only been playing for a season, and that is my go-to gun every time. You can't go wrong with it in any way, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to agree with K-Bop on that one.
The high to mid S tier. What's
Yeah.
the only thing there right
I like
now?
high to mid because I like high to mid. I was thinking about it because looking at the other weapons, there's only going to be one weapon I rate higher.
Yeah,
And with that being said, this next weapon is not that weapon.
yeah.
It's
So
definitely not the weapon.
this burst
The
AR.
Burst AR, when it first came out, I was like, this thing is going to be the meta. I was wrong. Um, it was good for about 2 rounds, and then I whiffed, and I was like, this thing sucks. It's not as good as the Enforcer. Why am I using this? And it's more expensive.
That's right.
Um,
2300 versus
so
2000.
And when I think of 2300 guns, I'd rather use the Veiled Precision SMG. So that already drops it. That's going to already drop it towards the C tier. I'm going to put it above the. I'm going to put it above. No, I'm going to put it at the bottom of C tier, below the Thunderburst, just because of the price. I
Yeah,
think they do
no,
relatively the same thing,
yeah.
slightly more damage, but it's way more. It's a
It's way more affordable to get
1200
the
more expensive.
Thunderburst. Yeah.
Like
Once you
you could
get,
buy full util
yep.
for the price for the difference, and that would make up for it outside of flashing your own teammates. So
I think it just doesn't do. I think that if it had some really nice headshot multiplier or something, then maybe that could redeem it to B tier, maybe even A tier if it was nice enough. I feel like the time in between shots is horribly bad with how fast the time to kill is in Ballistic. Like you could blink and be dead, especially against some like really high profile characters in Unreal, which I mean we go against often. You need all that time you can get. And just having a time where you're missing bullets, not because you're reloading, but just because the gun's quirky like that, is really horrible. Which is why I don't think that the Thunderburst is very great, but definitely for almost double the price or a significant increase. Trying to talk about this burst AR is it's a fun gimmick, but that's all it is. It's just a gimmick. So frankly, I love it. The bottom of C. They need to do something to make it more viable. It's just not viable.
100% agree with y'all both. Just not the best, not reliable enough.
mm,
All right, well, Caleb did two in a row, so now I'm gonna do two in a row.
go for it.
So let me get the
I didn't even know I
striker.
did 2 in a row. Love that.
The striker. I'm gonna do the two guns at 2700. The striker and the nemesis. We're gonna talk about them together because They're brothers. They are. They're brothers. They look a little different. They talk a little
Brothers from
different.
another
They
mother.
act a little different. But let's be for real. They're both 2700, and they both have similar damage per bullet. Now, when we started this game, we thought that the striker was the way to go. The striker seems cool. It seems classy. Seems like it shoots faster. Seems like you get more kills because of that faster speed with the bullets. But the recoil is unpredictable. You get to spraying a good bit down that clip. Let's say you're shooting into multiple people. You're going to start missing shots because this thing's going to go left and right and center. It's not that nice. I'm going to say that it's going to be a high B tier. I would say the highest B tier above the Veiled Precision SMG. And the reason for that is you have an easier time hitting your shots just because you have more bullets. I like the scope on it. They actually have the same scope, but I like the damage is a lot higher on the striker assault rifle. Okay, so I'm feeling like it has to be top of B tier. The price is okay. I don't hate it. It's fun to play with whenever I do pick it up, but I think that it just falls flat in the meta. I think it's just okay. I think it's mid.
Oh, I it it's hard to rate this one because
My
there's
first
just a
love.
special place in my heart for my first love, the Striker AR. It was there for me. It felt like it was there for me before my wife was even in the picture. Like,
Bro,
um,
it's
maybe she'll walk out here and say, "What are you talking about?" The Striker AR for me, I think it's I'd rather have a Nemesis. We'll talk about that. But I would put it at the bottom of A.
okay.
I see the weapons we have coming up. I'd put it at the bottom of A, just because I think the reason I think it's very underrated, and the reason it's underrated is because the Nemesis is so good that people don't use the striker as much. I still think the
That's
striker
fair.
is very good. I think the striker is very good for lower levels of ranked
Yeah,
ballistic
yeah,
because it's more like zombie. You're playing zombies, and if we were
yes,
playing zombies, the striker would be the best gun.
yeah. I like that.
Or the drum gun, but the drum gun is terrible.
That's true.
Um, so I would put striker at the bottom of A.
I'm good with bottom of A. What do you
It's
think,
just
Addy?
it's got a special place in the heart.
Yeah, striker. I mean, it's consistent. You can hold down. Great shot. No recoil. I think bottom of A is good.
So now I got to talk about the Nemesis. Nemesis, I'm
Mm.
gonna hop into S tier. That's fine, no question about that. But here's the part where it gets fun. Okay, I think that honestly, in the bottom of my heart, the Nemesis slightly edges out the Enforcer. Now let me tell you why. I think that it doesn't have that same hip fire problem that the Enforcer does. It still chunks for a good bit. 40 damage per shot, 80 for a headshot is very nice. You can definitely mow down some people with it. I think that the scope being zoomed in a little bit more makes it a little bit easier to hold on to sights. You don't have as much of a struggle like you do with the striker. And I like the clip size. I think the clip size is good. And the bullet speed or how fast it shoots is also nice. So the time to kill is really, really nice on it. What makes it a standout weapon is the recoil is predictable, and you need
Mm.
something predictable and reliable whenever everything else is going to crap. You still need to be able to have something to lean on, something that you can count on to get through the round, get your kill, get your win, and defuse that bomb. So I'm gonna take the Nemesis, even though it's a little bit more expensive, but I think that you are getting what you pay for with it. That's what I think. So top of S tier for me.
You know what? No need to even hesitate. I don't know why there was any hesitation in your voice. It is the top of S tier, hands down. The reason it differentiates from the Enforcer, it is slightly more expensive, but if you come into a close range fight, you don't have to worry at all. You're perfectly fine with the Nemesis.
Yeah.
And from long range, the same thing. Like the headshot is so clean with it. Um, Nemesis hands down top of S. Nothing's going to come close to it. If I have the money and I'm actually trying, I'm using the Nemesis. Um, if I don't have the money, then I'm using the Enforcer. But I'm using the Nemesis if I have the money and can get full shield every time when
Addy?
I'm sweating.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. Get what you pay for. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you can't really beat that.
Mm,
All right, Caleb. Let's
Sovereign.
crack open these snipers. Tell me about them.
The Sovereign. Um, I need an updated picture of the
I'm
map.
sending
I
one
need an
right now.
updated picture. I've got to get an updated picture before I can clearly rank these. Um, because I've got to find the right spot for it. It's a Sovereign's pretty good.
1,500, I believe.
It's very cheap. Um, I think it falls short in some ways. Um, I think I don't know what tier I would put it in. It's not an S. It's not in C. I think it's according to where we have things. Personally, I'd rather have a striker, but I'd rather have a sovereign over a veiled SMG. I would fit it somewhere in between that. I think it's underrated as well. I just think, if I'm in a close range fight, I'm screwed. There's nothing saving me. Um, like if you have a shotgun, for example, people might say, "Hey, you're going to fall short in a long range fight." I can avoid those situations. You can't always avoid a short range fight, and for that reason, I put the sovereign. I'll put it bottom of A or top of B, depending on what you say, Caleb.
All right. I am a big sovereign lover. Okay. I love the
Mm,
sovereign. The sovereign and me are the cool friend that you met in college that is a little bit cooler than all your high school friends. Okay. So now let's be so for real. The sovereign, it's 1,500. Okay. 1,500's nice. 1,500's nice. You get full shield and a sovereign. That's a big budget item if you lose out on a round or two, okay? You can take care of yourself with $2,500. You can't really do that with much else. You're lacking somewhere. The ability to buy out and do max util, which is important, heavily important, I would say, especially if you're trying to maintain a lead. Way cheaper. It's great for eco. I love that it's 105 body shot. I love even more that it's still a one shot headshot sniper. You can get that out of the striker. I know you can. I know you can. But frankly, I think that whenever you need something long range, the striker is horrible for it. I think you have to peek for too long. I think it's hard to make precision shots with the striker. If you're tap firing with it, I just don't think that it's good for you. I think that another big strength of the Sovereign here is you can reload one bullet at a time. It may sound stupid. It may sound stupid, but it is most important whenever you're doing these peaks and repeaks, and you may have someone close, you may have someone far, you don't know how many bullets you need. I think that the Sovereign takes the cake right there, just like a shotgun does. So I see what you're saying, bottom of A, but I think with the price and with the damage, I feel like it has to be mid A. I would say probably over the striker just because it's so much more cheap and the hip fire is super tight on that thing if you look at it. It's really easy to hit hip fires with it. But I do agree that there are some shortcomings with the time to kill. Like between the first bullet and the second bullet, it's a hard time. What do you think, Addy?
Yeah, I have watched you play countless times with it, and you pop off with it great. But one thing I think pulls me towards low A is map choice. If you get a close quarters map, you're not going to use it nearly as much. And for that, I'm going to have to say low A, but I see where you're coming from with mid A.
Okay. I mean I agree with that. I guess I would say it's not the meta. And that's what
I
makes me
think
think it's not S. But I'd also say that it's better than average, so that's why I feel like it's definitely comfortable in A.
I think the difference here is the striker, you know what you're going to get, and you're purposely going to avoid long range fights. The sovereign, you know what you're going to get, but you can't purposefully avoid a close range fight. And you have to rely on your machine pistol. You have to rely on another gun, a combo of another gun. With the striker, you don't. That's why I would put it below a striker. I think the strikers, I think we would, if we actually use the striker more, it might be higher. But just because the nemesis exists, the striker is that low because it's just nemesis is just the older brother of
Yeah.
the striker.
And I agree with that. I mean, I'm fine with sitting it where it's at, keeping it at the bottom of A tier below the striker, but I just feel like the sovereign is extremely slept on and the power of the economy is through the roof. But that's
Mm.
enough on that sniper. It is time to talk about Big Bro, Big Bertha, the Cobra, the
The
Holy
Cobra.
Grail, the Black Mamba of Fortnite Ballistic. Okay. Let's talk about that Reaper sniper. 5 shots, 150 to the body, 750 to the dome. If brother had a couple more inches, let me just say, I'm going to take this over the Enforcer, but below the Nemesis on S tier. Okay? I think that the ability to one tap kill someone reliably with a body shot is probably one of the most not broken, but most strong things that you can do in Fortnite Ballistic. I get that it's not great with hip fire. Neither is the Enforcer, but at least with the hip fire with a sniper, if you even hit them, they are gone. They are Thanos snapped out of reality. They're dead. They're never coming back. The scope in is perfect. I like that with a game that's so heavy on peaks and so heavy on being able to just see an arm, just see a leg, just see any kind of part of a player and be able to hit that. I feel like the sniper wins that for me just because you get that precision with the scope. I think that, yes, it's a high price tag to pay, but by the time you stack up those bodies that you take out, it pays for itself over and over again.
I would agree with you up to the point of when they made the sniper only do 120 if you hit them in the leg. I think that change brought it down below an enforcer for me. Like normally I'm in my mind, if I hit somebody with a sniper, they're dead, but then I might hit their shoe and then they're still alive. You know, they might be wincing in pain over there, but they're still alive. I think the enforcer's more forgiving. I think it's you know, you need to have a machine pistol with both for a closer range fight.
Yeah,
And with the combo of both the sniper and the machine pistol and shield, that's a lot of money.
yeah,
Enforcer's a cheaper option. I think if you just hit your shots with an enforcer, you don't need a sniper. Um, so I think a sniper is fun to play with. You get some good clips with it. But there's some times where a sniper, I've shot a sniper shot. I have a literal clip of it shooting a sniper shot with my reticle on the dude, and it does not get shot. I just think it's a little, I don't know. I'd put it bottom S. I'd put it below the enforcer just because the enforcer is just a staple and it's cheaper. And
1776.
yeah,
I this is a hard one. It has great qualities, but it does have some poor ones. I do think I'm gonna have to go low S on this as well because if someone does push you, it's hard to recover from that, and you're gonna have to trust your secondary pistol. When a forcer, you can savor that. You can protect yourself with it no matter far or close. So I think more versatile is the enforcer.
I hear what y'all are saying, but I think the Enforcer is just not as crispy as the Sniper. I think whenever you run into a good Enforcer player, you're like, all right, we can get him. You run into a good Sniper player, you're like, all right, let's surrender. In fact, we had that happen like the other night or so. Like
Yeah.
It is
I
demoralizing
think
to get killed by a sniper.
precisely. I think that's the thing is people will quit games, but if you're good enough with a sniper, if you're good enough with an enforcer, they might be able to get some tags in stuff like that and feel like they might get you. But I mean, 2 against 1, I'm down for the vote. No worries. We got at the bottom
I
of
just
the S
think because
tier.
the price tag. I
Yeah, the
think they're
price
really
Yeah.
tag.
close. If you could
The
put them
price
on the
tag is
same
rough.
level, it could be there. But I think the
Yeah.
price tag just separates them.
I think you might have convinced me because I was thinking, if you see a gun on the ground, if you see an enforcer, you might pick it up. Probably not though. If you see a sniper, you're 100% picking up with no question in your mind. And I
I,
think that is true
I think the
to
only
put
time
it
I
up.
pick up a sniper off the ground in game is when I get yelled at by Caleb to pick it up for him.
Hey,
So
tell him to bring me my
I'd
money.
push back on that part, but I'm okay with putting it above. I think the enforcer's better, but if it's 2 against 1, go for it.
Alright, boys, that was it. That was the Fortnite Ballistic Weapons tier list. If you want to see more tier lists, check out my Fortnite Ballistic Gadgets tier list, and be on the lookout for the new maps tier list coming soon. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Bye.